Hiya, welcome back to my channel. It's Wendy here from Toonpish Crafts and I hope you're doing okay. And recently at my day job, one of my colleagues contacted me and asked me if I could make him a seeing stone for his granddaughter, Amelia. I had to think then, but I remembered. So I said, I don't even know what one is. So he showed me a picture of a seeing stone. I think it's out of a book that's quite popular with youngsters these days. I've no idea. I don't have little children or grandchildren yet at that age either. So I had a look at some pictures online and I think I understand what a seeing stone is from the book and from pictures that I've seen. So I've decided to put this little video together for Amelia, who has subscribed to my channel, I believe, and comments on my videos. So hello, Amelia, this one's for you. Let's see how your seeing stone is made. So from the pictures that I was shown, a seeing stone is triangle with a hole in the middle to look through. So I've stuck 2 little plastic bottles onto 2 coaster moulds. I'm going to use Let's Resin Fast Cure and some Vuba Vista black pigment. I also need a green, so I'm going to use Resin 8 neon pigment. And that is a really potent, very vibrant green. Now it's not the green I'm looking for, but it will go towards the green that I'm going to look for. I'm also going to put in a tiny touch of one of Emma's pigments, which is the dark green, and it is absolutely stunning. Now I only put a tiny touch in this. Emma's pigments aren't really made to put into resin, but I wanted to add it in because her pigments are stunning, not the fluff. They're such high quality pigments that you really wouldn't need a lot anyway. I'm also going to add in some dark green. And I think the 3 together will give me the green I'm looking for. I'm looking to get the green that I saw in the picture I was shown. And I think that's about it. Pretty much perfect. So I've got the black, I've got the green, and I'm also got some clear. And what I'm going to do is to pour each of the colours in and just mix them around. Now I do actually want clear spaces if I can in these. I've put the green at the bottom because it's the majority of the colour. However, it will be sanded back down. So I'm just basically splodging different colours in different places and looking for a amalgamation of these 3 colours. Clear, black and green. Not my cup of tea, I have to say, not a green person, but some people love green, and in the picture I was shown, green was the colour they used. I'm actually going to try and find that picture and put it on the screen so you know what I'm talking about. I had no idea what a seeing stone was. Apparently it's from a book, and Amelia loves this book. So I'm just using up all the colour that I have made, and now I'm just going to wiggle the stick through just to create a little bit of interest rather than splodges of colour. Hopefully it'll give it a little bit more of a pattern in there somewhere. This is fast cure resin. It's on a heat mat, it's cold here, so we'll let it do its thing. So the following day I can demould, and it looks quite odd at this moment. The bottles I hope are going to come out the middle quite easily. They're empty bottles and they're just plastic. I did glue them to the inside of those coaster moulds, so I've got a little bit of surplus glue. But as I said, most of this is going to be sanded away anyway, so it really doesn't matter. I just used a touch of E6000 glue to hold it into the coaster mould. It didn't hurt the coaster mould, it doesn't hurt the bottles, and it kept it exactly where I wanted it. Now I'm going to use a deburring tool here just to get rid of the sharp edges around where the bottle was. Obviously the resin comes up round the edge of the bottle, and it is really, really sharp. As I'm sanding this down, I don't really want a sharp edge cutting into my hand, and I've had so many cuts in the past. I'm also trying to largen the hole a little on each side so that you have something a little better to look through, and I did that to both of them. So now it comes to work out where the triangle is going to go on this. So I've drawn out a template of a triangle, and I've made sure that this circle, the looking piece, is actually in the centre of this triangle, where I've marked it on the opposite side, so that the triangle that I'm marking round will be in the centre, if you see what I mean. Now these are roughly made triangles. They're going to go on my bandsaw, so it is a rough guide, but I'm hoping that that works out perfectly. I do love making things like this where I have to think and work things out. Now, the bandsaw is a very scary piece of machinery, and as this is a circle that I'm cutting straight lines through, it's very difficult to hold with the push sticks that I would normally use. However, I'm being extremely careful not to get my fingers anywhere near this saw, because it will take off my fingers, and I know my husband likes me to cook, so that's not going to happen. I've cut one roughly where the lines are. I'm going to do exactly the same with the other one, and as soon as I've got the corners taken off, I'm done with this bandsaw. It is a scary piece of machinery. I have to say though, it is so quick, and I'm so glad I have it, because it's a very cold day here and I'm freezing. So once I've got them roughly to the shape that I want, I'm going to take them over to my bench sander. Now this bench sander will sand back. It's an 80 grit belt that it has on it, which is quite severe. As it's going quite fast, it will take off quite a lot of resin very quickly, but it does leave a lot of nasty scrape marks in it. However, I'm going to hand sand these back down to what I actually want and make it shine at the end. So I'm not too worried about the deep marks. This is helping me to achieve the shape that I'm looking for. I'm going to take a lot of the green back off of the bottom and the top, so that hopefully I can have some clear spaces in there with the clear resin patches. Now I'm no sculptor, but when it comes to a simple shape like this, I find it so much fun. Even though I was freezing because it was in the minus, I still really enjoyed doing this. This was a lot of fun, but I did have a mask on. This resin dust is not nice at all. So please, if you do this, wear a mask. Once I'd got my basic shapes done, it was now back into the warm, and I have some nice bowl of warm water to start hand sanding. Now I didn't do this all in one sitting. I started at 80 grit and went up through the grits until I was happy with the finish. Now, it does take a long time, this. You have to put in the effort. With the wet, dry sanding paper, it stops the dust flying everywhere, which does help. I'm up to 600 now, and the piece is looking quite good. Nowhere near shiny, of course. The main thing is not to move on to the next grit until you have got rid of all the deep scores from the previous grit. Eventually, I get up to 1200, and once I'm happy with the finish I get to 1200, then I take it back into the garage and I put it on my buffing machine with buffing and polishing compound, and that's where it turned into a nice shiny piece. As this is Boxing Day here in the UK, I thought I'd wish everyone a happy Christmas and a happy New Year. I hope you are having a very festive holiday. And these are the two finished pieces. No, I made two because they were slightly different and I like to give people the opportunity to choose which one they prefer. In this case, Amelia's granddad chose the darker one, the larger one. Whether they are a true adaptation of a seeing stone, I have no idea, but I absolutely loved making them. I love creating things like this, and I really hope that Amelia likes her gift from her granddad. The second one of these will be on my website, which is toonpish.com, so go and check it out. Anyway, come back and see me next week because you never know what I'm going to be up to. And it's going to be 2024. So, Happy New Year. Have a great Christmas. See you then. Bye for now.